See deck
Wow.
test.
Wow.
Uh,
You're just gonna start yours, not even tell me we're
yeah.
starting, and
Go,
then begin with
you,
the
go
intro.
ahead and start yours, man.
Uh-huh.
Fine,
Uh-huh.
I'll do the
Okay.
intro all fucking over again.
Yeah, I see how you roll.
Yup.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll do the
Okay.
intro all fuck. All right. All right, let's get this freaking intro done again. God damn it. So, tonight we decided that we'd try out some more decks that we have no experience playing and are pretty terrible at. This is particularly true for
Yep.
tonight because it's Legacy, and neither of us play any bit of Legacy, and we're
I
playing decks that neither of us have ever piloted
I
before.
can honestly say I went to a Magic the Gathering Mothership article about a top eight and pulled my deck list from that because I honestly have no idea what Legacy looks like, and that seemed like a good place to start.
If it makes you feel better looking at your deck looks pretty standard for what it's trying to do.
Yeah, I went with a simple one. I went with a simple one.
Do you want to do your deck first,
I have your deck
since
loaded
we're on
up,
that? Well, I have
but
your
yeah,
deck
I
loaded
can.
up.
I'll swap. I'll swap. Uh,
Awesome.
and cards are loading in slowly. Okay. Um. So yeah, this is a Eldrazi Winter deck. I didn't actually play during that horrible time, but I'm. This is what they pretty much looked like while I was looking at top eight results for that entire. What was it like a couple of month long period of just
It
Eldrazi
was pretty
in
brutal.
modern and legacy and standard and everywhere. Um, Mainly because cards like this, Ancient Tomb, were printed, and City of Traders and Eldrazi Temple, and I have Ugin. And if you haven't seen the theme yet, it's casting things for free or generating 2 mana for your spells, which has been broken in the past. And
I
the
have Ugin in particular is broken because it's a cost reduction effect,
Yeah,
which is never in the history of Magic ever been broken at all.
no, no, that's never been
Let's
broken. Um,
free spells have never been broken in Magic.
uh, yeah, and since we're on the mana base, this deck is apparently also running only one Urborg. I remember the modern decks, and I believe Urborg was in standard at the time, um, but I don't think the decks ran it. But the modern decks at least ran four Urborg, with four Ivugin and four Eldrazi Temple, if my memory serves. Uh,
I
so
know they ran four Ugin. I don't recall if they ran four Ouroborg, but the
it,
mana base in Legacy is a bit different
yeah.
because in this case, you're fitting room for the Caracas to help offset the instant losses to like a turn three Emrakul or something,
Mm-hmm.
and you have Wasteland.
Yay, Wasteland. Um. So yeah, it looks like it's running Warping Whale, which was I think is another spell that we get to cast just by tapping one land. Um. It's running Dismember, which also Phyrexia mana, never been broken. Um.
Cost reduction effects are never broken.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. So yeah, the creatures are Eldrazi Mimic, uh, End Bringer as a singleton, Endless One, which can get pretty big since all of our lands are tapped for 2 mana, and Ivugin reduces that cost, so yeah, it gets pretty big. General plan is play a giant Endless One and then play some Eldrazi Mimics for free, and
Other
yeah,
way around.
other way around.
Eldrazi mimics come first.
Okay, yeah. You want those attacking on the turn that they get big. So yes, Eldrazi mimics go first. You can play a bunch of those turn one, turn two, play a giant endless one, and then smash face.
If you want to understand why this deck was completely degenerate in modern, it's because you could do really dumb shit like play Eye of Ugin turn 1, drop down 2 to 3 Eldrazi mimics, and then play either Orborg or an Eldrazi temple on turn 2, and be able to drop a Fault Knot Seer on turn 2, turn all of your mimics into 4/4s, and swing for 8 or 12 damage while ripping a card from your opponent's hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
degenerate on turn 2.
Yeah. So Matter
Um,
Reshaper is also in here, and Reality Smasher for those reasons of being Eldrazi and being pretty good.
The real last thing to talk about this deck is all of the hate that is in it. There is a surprising amount of hate in it. I don't know if any, for those of you who don't play a lot of Legacy, a Chalice of the Void on 1 completely breaks anything anyone ever wants to do in Magic, especially Legacy. So oftentimes Hibbs Gold can sometimes in certain matchups be to just land an Ancient Tomb on turn 1 and play Chalice of the Void before the opponent even does anything. And the game can sometimes just be over from there because your opponent has no response at all. A lot of the burn decks can't beat it. A lot of the blue Delver based decks can't beat it. It's really good. At the same time, you can tax them with Thorn of Amethyst. You do a lot of degenerate things with this deck.
Yep. So yeah,
And you have 4x Wastelands
to just
completely wreck
remove
them.
some lands that I don't like, which is fine. I mean, we can do most of the
I think that
stuff with
covers your
2
deck. Do you
lands.
want to move on to
So
mine?
yeah, yeah, let's do that.
All right. Load
This
up
one's
my
going nice and
deck.
quick.
So my deck is I'm calling it Leovold Control for the purposes of this video to get more hits, but it's just a Sultai control deck. The idea of the deck is pretty much the same as most Sultai control decks in Legacy. We're going to out-resource our opponent to death, and it's going to be painful how much we out-resource them. A typical Sultai control deck was Shardless Sultai, which would play Shardless Agent and try to roll into an Ancestral Visions, which is, yay, magical fantasy land. It's the ultimate magical fantasy land. While at the same time, you could also Shardless Agent into a Hymn to Torok and rip out a bunch of cards in their hand. And you were just getting resources and they were losing resources. You were never really playing the 1-for-1 game where you were just playing cards to defeat their cards. Your cards always got you more cards than your opponent's. So this deck tends to be very grindy. We play cards like Baleful Strix, which can trade out and which is basically a 2-for-1. It draws us a card and gets rid of one of their cards. Deathrite Shaman, the grindiest card in the history of Magic. It literally is just a meat grinder grinding people to death. And an actual card that can kill things in Termagoyf. And also, the namesake, Leovold. So the idea of running Leovold over Shardless Agent is that Leovold does a hell of a lot more in a game. And it's not as subject as randomness. He punishes blue decks infinitely more than Shardless Agent. Against the blue deck, Leovold it's just complete mercy. You can't resolve Brainstorm. Ponders can't be resolved effectively anymore. You can't use Sensei's Divining Top to draw a card on your turn. It really slows down the game. Not to mention the fact he protects our own creatures by getting us cards back when our opponents try to destroy them. Okay, moving on to the other card suite. 4x Abrupt Decay. That's our primary removal spell. It's one of the best removal spells in Legacy. It defeats almost everything. We'll get to everything it doesn't defeat once I describe how I expect this matchup. Brainstorm, Force of Wills. The mana base is pretty standard. A pretty standard Sultai set plus 3 Wastelands. We have some Jace Mind Sculptors and Liliana the Veils for, we get cards, you don't get cards. Hymn to Torak for, you lose a lot of cards. Maelstrom Pulse is mostly for tokens and everything Abrupt Decay doesn't kill. And Ponder is an interesting card. The deck list I used as a base, if I recall correctly, ran 2 Ponders and 2 Painful Truths. Now, I like my Painful Truths when they were treasure cruises and cost 1 mana and got me infinite cards. So, yeah, not a big fan of Painful Truths because it costs 3 mana. I take damage off it. It's a sorcery. I kind of would rather just have the Ponders. Plus, I can pitch the Ponders to Force of Will. So that's pretty much the deck. I kind of want to go into a minute what I expect this matchup to look like. It's a little tough to say. We're both really grindy decks, but the difference is James's deck here can completely just roll over me before I'm prepared to do anything. Probably the most important card in the matchup is ironically Abrupt Decay. Abrupt Decay is important because it is the only way to stop Chalice of the Void. If Chalice of the Void resolves on 1, I can't play Deathrite Shaman, I can't play Brainstorms, play Ponders. I can't draw cards anymore is what I'm getting at. It becomes really hard for me to draw cards and out resource. At the same time, if he plays it on 2, now I can't resolve any card in my deck. I can't play Hymn to Torak. I can't play Baleful Strix. I can't play Termagoyf. This is where Abrupt Decay becomes important because I can still play Abrupt Decay. It won't be countered. So Abrupt Decay is important. But at the same time, Abrupt Decay doesn't kill any of his creatures. Abrupt Decay only kills Eldrazi Mimic and nothing else. Unless you want to count, what's the 3 mana 1? That gets you back a card.
A Matter Reshaper.
Matter Reshaper. Yeah, not efficient to be using Abrupt Decay to kill a Matter Reshaper.
Yeah, probably not.
While Abrupt Decay doesn't have a lot of targets, the targets it does have are very important for me to kill. Do you have any other major insights here? Oh, besides the fact Leovold is kind of useless because he's not blue and doesn't draw cards. So I'm mostly just using him to stop dismembers from blowing out my creatures.
He is blue. He's a Sultai Lord. He's
What do you
blue.
mean? No, I mean he's not. You're not a blue deck, is what I'm saying. Because you're not a blue deck, you're not playing Brainstorms, you're not playing Ponders. So I'm not getting value off his first words. I'm getting more value off the fact that I'm defended against dismembers.
Yeah.
But he's really just a liability in this matchup, actually. Unfortunately, I think. Do you have anything else?
Sideboarded out.
Yeah, he will definitely be sideboarded out.
Yeah. Nope. This looks.
You think I nailed it?
Pretty. Yeah. Did you? Well, 4 Planeswalkers. Yeah. Did you ever think about running Delver? Or didn't even cross your mind?
So the Delver version turns the deck into more of an aggressive version. As the first thing you said there, the Planeswalkers would all have to go.
Mm-hmm.
You can play Sultai Delver, but the deck doesn't quite look exactly like this. Leovold's probably not as useful in that deck. The Planeswalkers aren't as useful. Maelstrom Pulse is probably a little too expensive to play. You can do it, but the deck becomes more discard oriented, I think. You end up playing more Thought Seizes, more Inquisitions, and less of the more mid-rangey threats like Leovold and Planeswalkers. So yeah, you probably could, but then I wouldn't be playing Leovold, which is the entire point of this.
Okay. All right. Should I load?
All right, I guess we're good to go.
My deck, and then we can start. Whoop.
All right, and this time I'm gonna remember to change my records. Oh, you stupid thing! You didn't edit that right. That goes there, and that goes there. Okay, now I can mulligan and look at my hand after we roll a die, obviously.
Yep. Yay.
Yay, I'm going first. This hand is a one-lander with no spells, so I can play off one land. Oh, Jesus, just Control M, James.
Nah, I wanna annoy you.
All right, I have to mulligan. One lander with no cards I can play. This is actually a pretty decent hand. I can keep this.
I'm gonna go ahead, and I probably don't have to mulligan here, but I think I can do better.
The one thing about Eldrazi that I recall from Modern, you can be very stupid in your aggressive mulliganing. You can mulligan really
Ooh.
hard to get the pieces you need.
Yeah,
Because
I
the
kind of
pieces
made
you
my
need blow
hand
people
worse.
out.
So kind of just gonna. All right, let's see here.
All right, I'm gonna take my scry.
I really do not want to go down to 4.
Yeah, you shouldn't go down to 4.
That seems bad.
If you've got a playable hand at 5, you should probably keep it.
I'll keep it here.
All right, I'm gonna take my mull.
I'm on
I think I can stay on top because I have this.
I'm going to scry as well.
I'm going to keep that on top.
I think we need to put that on the bottom. Okay. All right.
All right. I'm going to play a Misty Rainforest and pass.
Okay. That's not great. Yeah. Play Eldrazi Temple. Add 2. Play a Thorn. I assume that resolves, because why would you count?
You can't play Thorn off Eldrazi Temple because it only drops Eldrazi spells, which Thorn is not.
Yeah.
You can only get 1 mana to cast.
Yeah,
again,
there's going to be a lot of those, by the way.
Playing.
Yeah. Then I'll just pass.
Come on, wake up. So I could play this, but there's no real reason to. I kind of just want to start getting rid of shit here. So we're gonna play Underground Sea, Fetch. Come on, deck. Give me my cards. Think I take probably another Underground Sea. I'll take a Bayou.
All the colors.
Tap both and cast Hymn to Torok.
Yes. So I'm discarding 2 cards at random.
So the best way to resolve this is to, the best way to do this is to probably to play all your cards face down.
Yeah.
And then we can just roll 2 die. Just roll dice from there.
Oh, that's gonna be different. Okay. Really thought it would do all of those.
All right, middle card. And second card.
Okay.
All right, those get discarded. Rest go back to your hand.
Excellent. That works the way I want it to. Flip. Flip. Okay.
And pass.
Yeah. I'll play an Ancient Tomb. I'll tap those for Thought Knot Seer.
All right, you take 2 damage off Ancient Tomb.
Yeah.
All right, trigger.
Okay.
Separate these out.
I'll get rid of Abrupt Decay there.
Exiles, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think you get to draw a card when it leaves the battlefield. Yay!
Okay.
Alright. Pass turn.
Actually, since you saw those cards, I'll actually just leave them out so you can remember them.
Alright, that works.
Keep things easy. I'm gonna cast Ponder.
Ponder it up.
Actually, I'm gonna play the land first, and then I'll play Ponder.
Sure.
Never know who might be carrying Spell Pierce in a deck that's tapped out.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think I really want this. I kind of like having both.
It's very interesting when a ponder is
My
resolving.
plan is to resolve this card. So I'm going to put this on top. No, put this on second because I want to draw that turn and then cast it. Which means I'd probably like to have this. I don't need this now because I'm not drawing it. So okay, so we'll put this first, this second, and we'll draw this. All right, and I draw a card. And I'll cast Baleful Strix.
Alright.
Yeah, it was in play, so. Baleful Strix resolves, I draw a card. Pass to you.
Alrighty then.
I actually misordered that. I wanted this to be the third card.
That's
the way that all worked out, but it's fine.
Attacks?
I'll block.
Okay.
All right. They both die.
Yep. You draw.
And I draw a card.
A card. Alright. Second main.
Thought-Knot's here.
Thought-Knot's here.
Resolves.
Yay.
Pretty sure I know what you take.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. I think I'll grab Lily. Or do you grab Death? Right. I would think Lily, but.
I would think Lily.
Okay. Alright then. Pass.
We're going to have to keep this up now because I think I have to play that. All right, we'll go ahead and drop the Misty Rainforest.
Okay.
I'll play Deathrite Shaman.
In attack mode.
And I'll play Termagoyf.
Alright.
So if my math is right, Termagoyf is a 5/6.
You got land and creatures, and you got land, sorcery, artifact.
Land, creature, sorcery, artifact. Oh, my bad. He's only a 4/5.
Exiled
Yeah,
your
he's only 4/5, I
Planeswalker
think.
there.
It's fine. He's as big as I wanted him to be.
Yeah. Works.
And I'll pass.
All right.
I got the graveyards open so I can keep track. Hopefully correctly. Yeah, because it does sort by type, so I can keep track. Yeah.
Ooh, that's rough. Play another Ancient Tomb. Ouch. I'll play a Reality Smasher.
Ashen face every day.
Alright. He's gonna smash face, not the Thought-Knot Seer. That don't be ridiculous.
I might be able to take the 5 now. Because I can double block. I can double block and you'll probably leave me with the death, right? But I think it's better just to wait out and see if I can get Goyf up to a 5/6. Yeah, I'll take the 5.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Pass turn. Alright.
There's not much advantage of playing Leovold here. Actually, maybe there is. Yeah. Actually, that's probably a good option. I'll cast Leovold
Okay.
and pass.
Alright. Maybe I'll untap. Okay.
It takes a second sometimes.
It's a bit late. It's really late. I'll get in there with Reality Smash.
Um, I'll block with Goyf and Leovold.
Alright, I'll kill the Goyf. Probably the more valuable thing here. So now, do I play? Don't really care about that. I think I'll take 2 and play a Thorn of Amethyst.
Resolves.
Yeah. And pass.
End of turn, I'm going to fetch.
Okay.
I'll exile your Cavern of Souls with Deathrite Shaman. Tap the green to Abrupt Decay Thorn of Amethyst. Oh, they cost 1 more to play. I thought it was counter. That doesn't work. Alright, it's still fine. I'll just kill it next turn.
Okay.
I brought the K-Thorn Amethyst.
Okay. It's destroyed, right?
Yeah, it's destroyed. Pass to you.
Okay. You know.
Oh, I missed the gangster play. I could have abrupt decayed my own Deathrite Shaman to get an instant in the graveyard to beat out that Reality Smasher. That would have been baller.
You could have done that. Hmm. Oh, what to do? Don't really want to put that out because, ouch. Um, let's use two.
Yeah, you're stuck on the awkward double Ancient Tomb mana base right now. That's a little
Mm-hmm.
awkward. You'd rather have Ivugans and Eldrazi Temples.
Yeah. Yeah, he has used two abrupt decays. Doesn't really. Attack, he can double block and keep one, which is not great. So I think the thing to do here is it nothing? No, I think we're gonna go ahead and play Chalice of the Void. Question is, do I
On
want it?
one
Do I want it for one? Do I want it for
or two.
two? I think at this stage in the game, probably one is going to be better.
All right. Just put a yeah. There we go.
Yep. Yep. All right. No attacks.
End of your turn.
Sure.
I'm going to exile Ponder and drain you for two.
Okay.
And I'll
Oh
pass.
man, we'd have slow play warnings at the wazoo. Yeah, YOLO. Throw this down.
I'm being YOLO'd to death. This isn't good.
I mean, what else do you do with an
We're
Eldrazi
getting there.
Mimic?
Fine.
Now, yeah, I'm probably going to lose this, but I think I have to attack to try and bait the Deathrite Shaman block so that I stop getting drained to death. Or just deal 4 damage. I don't really care at this point. I think the crackback option is he just does 5 to me. Can probably actually no. I don't think we attack here because you can actually.
Yeah, I don't think
just
you want to attack
in.
there. I'm trying to work
Yeah.
the math here. I don't think
Yeah,
you
I don't
actually
think
want to attack
I
there.
don't think I want to do that. I think I want to just stay back and let you dink me to death until I have an answer, which I probably won't. And,
yeah, end of turn.
yeah.
I'll exile him to Torak, drain you for 2.
Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, because I think you could actually block with Deathrite and Leovold and drain me at the same time. Or just let it happen, drain me, and then swing in for damage. I don't know. That just seemed like a really bad attack there.
No. I'm gonna play Verdant Catacombs.
Sure.
Tap out for a Jace.
Makes sense. You just send something back to my hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna unsummon your Thought-Knot Seer.
Mm-hmm. Draw a card.
I draw a card.
Probably swing in with Leovold,
And I'll attack with Leovold.
which I have to block.
Then you have to block.
So I don't die.
And then I'll pass to you.
Okay. That doesn't help. Yeah, let's just move on.
You done? All right.
Oh yeah.
I think what happened that game, your hand was a lot slower than you expected it to be.
I did not have a good opening hand out of the
you did start out well with the double Thought-Knot Seers. I was like, a double Thought-Knot Seer iffy, but you had to trade it in.
Yeah. All right.
All
So are we playing a sideboarded game?
Yeah, sideboards.
All right.
Yeah, unlock sideboard.
So let's see. I'll
go ahead
definitely
and
be
talk
helpful.
my sideboard first. We want to talk up our sideboard game or not?
Do you want to talk about it in the second game, or are you trying to just discuss like what you think you should bring in?
Well, I don't have your deck open, so I think what we'll do is we'll just describe it in game when we draw the cards.
Okay. I mean, yeah, basically. Planeswalkers and Goyf. So this can help. Mainly. Hold on. Pretty sure that's. Oh, okay. So yeah, that would probably
Question
help.
is, I think both of these prove their worth in this game.
Yeah, let's try that. Do we want all three? Yeah, I think I want that pretty much all the time.
Yeah, I'm good.
That's pretty interesting. Don't think we bring it in though. I'll take out one of these. I think this does less for us. This is almost never relevant, but I think it is relevant on like a turn 2. Where is he? One of these guys. I don't think you can turn 1 many things that are really good with that though. I mean, yeah, but why do you care? In fact, I'm going to take out most of those because I think they're kind of not that great. One of these. I think 2 of these and we should be good. Okay. I elect to go first, please.
Okay.
I think this is more what we're talking about. What we want. I mean, I can't
I can keep
these 2. So it might be worth a mulligan. But I think turn 2, that is just really good. So I think we're going to keep this. Alright. Can I have priority or do you not care? It's going to be over there soon enough anyway.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Play a Mimic.
Temple Mimic. There you go.
Yep.
There you go, bro. You got it.
All played during the untap step. As it should be. Do you like how I read the card and knew that I could actually do that? No. What happens when you read cards, kids? Your friends don't tell you you're a dumbass.
Misty Rainforest. I will fetch up a Bayou.
Ooh. Someone's got Deathrite Shaman in hand.
And Deathrite Shaman. Pass to you.
Alright. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Ooh. Do we use that now, or do we not care? I don't think we care right now because it's more important to just see what he has. So we're gonna lay down an Eye of Ugin, tap an Eldrazi Temple, and throw down a Thought-Knot. Here.
I hate this deck.
That's
It's so
yeah.
dumb.
So Eldrazi Mimic becomes a 4/4, I believe. Let's see here. So we got some stuff here. Yeah, I think Dismember is probably. Well, what do you think? I'm. It seems to be between Baleful Strix and Dismember to me. I'm not too worried
Well,
about Deathrite Shamans, to be honest.
I think it's the Baleful Strix
Yeah,
because I'll get more value off the Baleful Strix, and if you make me
you get one more
dismember, I'm
card.
probably gonna have to take some life damage here. Either way, this Thought Knot Steer is not long for life.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking probably, yeah.
And
Let's get
also, if you get rid
Baleful
of the Baleful
Strix.
Strix, it doesn't count as an artifact and a creature for Goyf later.
Yeah,
So I
it gets
think it's the
exiled.
Baleful Strix, but taking Dismember probably isn't bad either.
I mean,
Definitely one
yeah,
of those.
that's what I was between. Um, and so we're just gonna whack in here with our 4/4 Mimic.
I'm
Because
gonna
that seems
go ahead
right.
and take 4.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Game, you doing your things.
Pass it up. Pass it up. Oh, why isn't tribal a thing?
Um, the question is, how many resources do I want to expend this turn? It's probably, I don't really want to play this because I have this and this. Might be able to get out of it with this. So I think the answer is probably just to take 3 damage this turn. Yeah. I'll play the Misty Rainforest. I'll take 1 to fetch. Do I have islands? Please tell me. I would think this deck plays islands. Oh, it doesn't. Whoa, that's weird.
Ruh-roh.
I gotta take Underground Sea then. Yeah, the reason I'd want to take an island here is so you can't cut me off a blue source with a wasteland, because that would be bad. We don't want that.
Why would I
That's
draw a
that's that's
wasteland?
that's
Why would I have a wasteland in
that's
my
that's
hand?
that's no bueno.
Are you sure you don't want me to do that for you? You tap your ponder.
I'm gonna damn it.
Blake ponder. Okay. Man, this deck is annoying on all the
You,
levels.
you top 3. You go on top.
Ooh, snap going top. That's never good.
Snap top. Draw a card.
All right. So I'm pretty sure this is not getting another attack in. Oh, it'll get another attack in.
We'll
Okay.
get rid of the
Depending on what he
Misty
drew.
and play Baleful Strix
Never
and draw a
mind.
card.
I don't think he'll get another attack in. It's unfortunate.
Someone does not think they are attacking.
Well,
And I'll pass to you.
we could try it. Um, Yeah, I'm not actually super sad about that.
Worst case scenario is he draws that damn Warp Whale thing,
I can't
which
play
he
that.
can't
It's
actually
not
cast
gonna.
with his mana
Yeah,
base.
yeah.
Which he can't actually cast with his mana base now that I look at it.
Unfortunately, I don't think I can cast that.
You can dismember though.
Yeah.
I don't know if you actually want to do that though.
I don't actually have any of those. Just to let you know, a little FYI. But I do have another Thought Knots here.
Oh my god.
So that's something that can happen. And unfortunately, that's pretty much my best move. Yeah, I think I'll just get rid of that dismember. I think that's the play here. And then since we got rid of the dismember, I think our play is just to get in there with the 4/4 Eldrazi mimic. Because I don't think he wants to trade that Baleful Strix with a 2/1. And then we get to keep both
Yeah,
of
I
our
just have
Thought
to take
Knot
4
Seers.
again.
Yeah, I think that's the play, so that we don't lose a Thought Knot Seer there. And then we can pass. The main
We're
thing
gonna
I'm
do an
noticing.
upkeep brainstorm.
Okay. Hoping for removal.
So I draw
Tasty
3. 1,
removal.
2, 3. And we're gonna put 2 cards on top of our deck here.
Just
Guess we put this on top and this on top.
So that's one of the downsides. I think when you play Brainstorm, you should probably pick up all your cards and then put the ones.
Yeah, but you still know I have. Yeah, I probably should pick them both up.
It
Yeah, I think
kind
I
of
was supposed to pick them both up there by our house rules.
all three, yeah. Because that's mainly for me to remember, but like that gave me some information that I probably shouldn't have had.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else?
All right, draw a card for turn. I'm going to play the forest.
Okay, so I know he has a brainstorm left that I know about. Really, I think another one of these, or something that lets us play this, is probably gonna put us in a really good position.
And then we'll pass turn.
Let's draw. Okay, that doesn't help us at all. So that's good.
Is it the third Thought Knot Seer?
No. If it was, I would say that's helping us. So yeah, I think honestly, if Mimic trades with either of these creatures, I'm going to be very, very happy. So for combat, I think we're just going to attack with Eldrazi Mimic and probably deal 2 damage to him. So I could get in there with all 3. Do you think it would be better to get in there with all 3?
I mean,
I don't know if I want
I'm going.
Yeah,
That's
you
a lot of
probably have
damage.
removal.
It
Yeah,
might be if you're on the aggro plan. It's probably wise to just hit me with all 3.
just let you get 1 and the card and deal my 6. I think that's probably the best play that I have.
Yeah, I think what we're gonna do here is I'm going to
Blow me
abrupt
out.
decay out the mimic.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't really have other options there, and I'll trade and take 4.
Okay. So you'll trade 1 Thought Knot Seer.
Yeah.
All right.
And draw a card.
And notice how these 2 lands, my mana base is really hindering currently. So I'm just gonna have to pass. Clean up my side a little bit.
What about my graveyard here? Eh. Yeah, because I have to play this, and I want to still be able to drain. Draw for turn. Oh, lucky me.
What, the other card you put on top of your deck?
No, you've drawn me through all of my cards I put on top of it. I drew
Oh,
through that like 2 turns ago.
oh,
The turn I
alright.
played it. All the dumb shit we've been doing. I'll play Underground Sea. Tap, tap. Baleful
Ooh, another
Strix.
Baleful
Draw a
Strix.
card.
It's unfortunate. So we really needed some of this action going on. I mean, this doesn't really help because he's just gonna. Well, it is. I mean, it kind of helps.
And then I think I'll play a Goyf who comes in as a 5/6.
So yeah, you have artifact, creature, instant, and sorcery.
Yeah, I have 5 on my own, and you only have creature.
Yeah. Alright, so this no longer helps us. This really doesn't really help us at all. If I could have played it, probably could have helped us. Not really.
And I'll attack you for 1.
I'll take that. 1
Pass to you.
damage. Okay.
Gotta get in when we can.
Hey, that came a bit late.
Ancient Tomb.
So yeah, I can no longer really play this. It doesn't really help. So I could play this on here, but I'm not really worried about it, to be honest.
The dangerous part of this point of the game is James hasn't been able to play cards because he doesn't have the mana base to support the cards he has. So if he somehow explodes on like Eldrazi Mimics, Thought Not Seers, or is able to get out the 5/5 Trampler and somehow is able to deal with my Goyf, he could very well kill me.
Yeah.
But he needs to get multiple answers here.
Yeah.
My low life total is not very good for me right now.
6 is
If he finds
pretty
answers to
low.
get by my stuff.
So yeah, I could play this now, but there's not really anything I'm worried about. What's really distressing to me is I can't even crack this wasteland to just get rid of one of these or this. Yeah, probably one of these. Oh, I think I can do nothing
Yeah,
here.
the Wasteland's a
Pass.
turn late because it can't cut me off below.
Yeah. That would have been much better. Actually, it's more than a turn late. That would have been much better, like, ages ago.
Now that's a backbreaking draw.
That's unfortunate.
Liliana.
Okay. Yeah, so we're going to start sacrificing things.
-2.
Yeah. Draw a card, I guess. So this might have been a good play in hindsight. Naming this.
Since I drew this, I'm not too much afraid of very much in this game anymore. So
Yeah, I
I'm
think
just
that might have
going
just
to go
lost
ahead
us
and
the
attack
game.
you for 6.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right.
And then my turn.
So I'm gonna untap. No, that does not help us now. I really needed some land. So I can slam this down, but he's just gonna block. Slam it down and not attack with it, but then, I mean, that buys me 1 turn, I guess. I'm still gonna probably attack it with those. I guess at this point we don't really care. He could have a Dismember in hand. So that would be, I'll put him on 2. I don't really have a way to deal direct damage to the face. So Yeah, I guess we'll see if he has that Dismember. Play the Reality Smasher. Oh, give a response.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't let you like just attack me and take damage off that since that has haste. So I'm gonna go ahead and Force of Will it, pitching Brainstorm.
Yeah, I think that probably ends the game. Just there, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to play through that.
Okay. Do we want to just you want to play the third game for posterity?
Sure. You want to play sideboarded or unsideboarded?
Oh, let's do it with sideboard.
Okay. Yeah, I think after
All
seeing that
right.
game, I'm gonna value this less and actually this more, because that can help us deal with some stuff. So yeah, I think one of those is good. I mean, we can't exactly play that ever, specifically in there to deal with something. We could try this, but I'm having problems playing things that don't have the Eldrazi super type. And I think after that game, I'm going to value this a bit higher. I'm going to take out one of these and just run a 3 and 3. I kind of want to take this out for something. Two of those.
This matchup turned out to be much more interesting than I thought it would be, and revolves around me drawing way too many cards.
Okay. I will go first again. Unless, actually, we should probably just roll some dice.
Nah.
Yeah, alright.
You go first.
Okay.
What do you think of
Yeah,
your
I think
hand?
this is an interesting hand. It's not very explosive, but we get to do that very early. Which might
While
draw
you're
out
thinking,
the abrupt decay to protect these.
well, while he's thinking, my hand itself is also a little awkward. It's something that I could keep, probably shouldn't, but I think I'm gonna keep anyway because it can draw its way out and has a lot of toolsy cards. So I think I'll go ahead and keep mine.
Yeah, I think we're going to mulligan because I want a better hand.
On another day, this would be an
Okay.
aggressive mulligan on the hand I
Alright,
have.
alright. I think
Don't
this
forget
is
to
a
take your
good one.
scry.
I think this is a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one and do my scry. Oh, few top cards. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know how much life we want to be losing to that, so I'm gonna move that to the bottom. Alright. Alright. So I don't have priority, but I'm gonna play anyway. Oh, thank you.
Happy
I'm gonna
birthday.
add 2 to my mana pool and play out the Thorn Amethyst.
Well, that
That's
hurts
deserved.
my plans.
Yeah,
Jerk.
yeah.
Jerk. I was really hyped for that turn one ponder play. Now I just have to turn around and Deathrite Shaman and pass.
Alright. Let's draw. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. So if we play this, we can't really do anything. With this, I can have that on the board, which I think on curve is probably going to be good. So I'm going to play an Eldrazi Temple. Tap these two damage, and I'll play an Endless one.
4/4 endless one.
Yeah. So it's going to come into play with 4 counters on it. Yeah, I think next turn we get to do...
Yeah, don't worry about the power and toughness. Just keep the counters on it. We know.
Yeah, I'm just going to do that. And then next turn I get to be on curve with this and finish out the hyper-aggressive, let's see if he can come back from it plan.
Well, I'm going to be honest. That was not worst case scenario, but it was pretty close. I'm going to fetch up. The question is, what do I fetch up here? I think I just have to take the bio. It's not great, but that's all I got. Play Baleful Strix, draw a card, and pass.
Okay. So let's see what we draw here. That's an interesting one. Yeah, I think the Baleful Strix kind of hurt us with the plan we had going.
Doesn't Baleful Strix just ruin every plan anyone ever has?
Yeah, it really rustles my jimmies. Okay. Yeah, it kind of makes it so that we can't attack. Which
Oh, I'll
is
play on the aggro plan, man.
unfortunate.
Smash me in the face.
I mean, I could
it.
do that. But then my next play is not great. Yeah. I think our plan is to play Cavern of Souls. And then
Assuming you're naming Eldrazi.
Eldrazi, yes. Here, hold on. Here we go. So here's the deal. We could do this, but it's going to feel really bad. Like, really bad. And we're going to go down to very interesting numbers. I think the play here is just to attack with our Endless one and see what happens.
That's an interesting play.
Yeah, I'm not sold on it. I think... Like, I don't want you to get too much momentum up, but I think throwing that away is kind of useless.
If you're debating
Here's
about the
my other-
5-mana one, if you've got the 5-mana one, I'd probably just jam it in there and get the damage in.
You
Because
think
I have
so?
to block the 5 damage. I have to block the 5 damage.
Alright, we'll try it. We'll try it.
Like,
I mean, he's telling us to
I can
do
trade
it,
with the
so he
Endless one
probably doesn't have the, yeah, I guess we'll go full aggro plan.
Like, the thing with this play is I can block the Endless one and take 4 less damage, but I have more ways to kill the Endless one than I do the Reality Smasher.
Yeah, so you have to
yeah,
take pretty much 8 here, or give up your Death Ray Shaman.
Yeah.
Which I think...
Like, if I use a Dismember to kill Reality
right.
Smasher, that's just bad.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and trade with the Reality Smasher, so I take 7. Or 8.
Okay. 8. Yeah.
Oop, that was...
that was a bit
much damage there,
much.
David.
Alright.
All right, that was a good turn for him. And a not so good turn for us. Get this set up.
That Baleful Strix, though. Gotta love a good Baleful Strix.
My BFF. It was actually not a bad draw. Actually, it was kind of, it's okay. I can work with it, is what I'm saying. I think I do have to play it, though. Yeah. I think I can kind of save myself from a mess by playing like that. That'll get up to 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. Polluted Delta. Tap 2 to ponder.
Yup.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem with all of these cards is he has Thorn of Amethyst in play. So I think we're just going to shuffle this all back. I can't use any
Bye-bye.
of these cards effectively. Yeah, so we're going to shuffle, and then we're going to draw. Then we're going to go ahead and fetch. We are going to get a basic source of mana right now, preferably a swamp.
Okay.
I'll tap the swamp and Deathrite Shaman, exile the Verdant Catacombs to play Termagoyf, who is a 4/4 or 4/5.
Sure.
And it's your go. Now, all of this is blown out if he has a Dismember. But that was my best play to keep me from taking damage to this endless one. Was to get out a big enough Goyf to block it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna play Eye of Ugin.
Ooh.
And then we definitely Dismember here. Because...
Damn it.
I mean, that just makes sense.
Alright. You killed it good. You killed it good, son.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna attack with Endless One.
Oh wait, actually.
Oop, go back. How far back?
It survives. It will survive that.
How?
Because Dismember will go in the graveyard and add instant. So he will be
Does
a
this...
5/6.
Oh, I thought you had instant. Oh, Ponder's a sorcery. Duh. Huh, okay.
Yeah, that actually does not work.
Yep.
Now, what you could do, which
We're
would make
just
more
going to
sense, would
attack
be
into
to
it.
attack.
Yeah.
Attack into it.
Yeah.
In which case, I'm like, well, I know you got the Dismember, but just going to have to take it up the ass. I'm going to block.
Okay, then I guess I'll Dismember that. And we trade in
Because
these.
I can't take the 4 damage there. No, you don't trade. You survive. Because I won't have enough power.
What do you mean? It was a
You
4/5.
Dismember in combat.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. That makes sense.
I'm good at this magic thing. I caught
ahead.
the fact Dismember didn't kill my Goyf. As someone who never plays with Goyf, I caught that. And you drop the Matter Reshaper for the awesome amount of 1 mana.
Yep. I paid 2 for it, though. Mana Burn is gonna get me.
So this game went sideways fast, though, with that Dismember play. In case no one noticed.
So Dismember's a good card, in case no one noticed. It's interesting
the good
playing
news
against
is
Tarmogoyf.
I'm sitting on more Goyfs.
More Goyfs, always good.
And this one is a 5/6.
Let's just draw another Dismember. Should be easy to do, right?
Dismember off the top? It's a good card.
Yeah.
I think my safest option is also to play another Termagoyf.
We're just gonna multiple Termaglyphs here.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think that's my best option
multi-glyph
in this
play.
particular situation, because if he finds a way to deal with my Goyf, then I'm going to take way more damage than I feel like taking. So we're just going to pass.
Okay, I'm gonna believe in the heart of the cards right now. That doesn't really pay off. So, yeah. The problem with this is I'm staring down the barrel of a loaded gun with, 2 5/6s that he put out for 4 mana. I can defensively play this. Which he might be comfortable just sitting back and pinging with Deathrite Shaman. I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
You smashing them's realities.
Yeah. Actually, if I'm playing this defensively, do you think I should have gotten in there with Matter Reshaper to see what I drew?
I
I
don't
don't know
know,
if you
because
just
if you can
let that
find a way
damage go
around my
through.
blockers, you can threaten lethal.
Yeah.
I'm honestly
It's
not
probably
sure
just
there.
better just to keep him back as a blocker.
Yeah, because I don't know what you could get off. I don't know what drawing gets you.
Well, I added 3 cards to my deck that I would very much like to see, because I think it might help. Let's see if I still have that open. This is...
I'm gonna ponder.
So yeah, I'm looking for this.
Oh, that's just excellent.
So, let's see, if I had that, I could get rid of this and
one's
this, or this and this. That would go down by this many.
Since he has no cards in hand, typically I would not do this play, but, well, actually, that doesn't really get me anywhere. I think, actually, that's fine. It's this that isn't. Which one of these is the one I want to get rid of? I think that one. Yeah. I'm going to wasteland out your Cavern of Souls.
Every party needs a pooper. Today, that's why we invited you.
I can't attack. Crackback will kill me, and I don't kill him. So, pass.
Yay.
Even attacking with just 1, too much damage.
That's
but now I can set up Deathrite Dinks.
particularly helpful. Yay, Deathrite Dinks. Yeah, I think we need to keep this to trade. The problem is he can remove both of these pretty easily. He just needs to draw the right card. My main concern are these, and really I think if we were able to draw this, that would be the best, but this does not help us unless we're trying to suicide. Valid strategy in Magic is the old suicide play. Yeah, we definitely don't want to attack with Matter Reshaper because, I mean, yeah, he might block and yeah, we might draw a card, but then he's gonna attack back with 2 Tarmogoyfs and he has that Deathrite Shaman.
You also have to think about how valuable that draw really is in this situation, and what are the odds that you're going to get something worthwhile.
Right. Not very high. So I think we're just going to pass.
Now, if you had another Dismember,
kind of
that plays a little different.
Oh, yeah. What do you mean? Yeah, I would remove some stuff.
Yeah, if you had another Dismember attacking Attacking with everything probably makes the most sense there.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, maybe not everything.
no, I don't think so. I would lose 6 to play that because you removed my cavern, which really kind of hurt.
If you have the Dismember, I'd attack with Endless One and Reality Smasher, or Matter Reshaper and Reality Smasher,
Just
and
to be able
whatever
to
I
kill a
block
Goyf.
Matter
Yeah.
Reality Smasher with, you Dismember.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming you don't actually have the Dismember and don't want to do that because you don't have it.
Yeah, that's why it's your turn.
Okay. Okay. End of turn, I'm going to exile a Ponder and drain you for 2.
Okay. Are there 2 sorceries in there? I guess you have another
Yes.
Ponder. Yeah.
I'm being very careful here.
Good. I wouldn't want you to not have a Ponder, my friend. That would be just dreadful.
See, I can really kind of attack with Goyf and start whittling down his creatures, but I don't know what that does for me here. In fact, it probably makes my board position even worse, and I'm better off just kind of doing the Deathrite beatdowns. Baleful Strix.
That's annoying. Now we're kind of in a position here where he managed to weather the storm of Eldrazi, and I didn't get a Thought Nuts here all game.
Nah, let's not do that. Let's hold back that land and pass.
Okay. That doesn't help me, game. It really doesn't help me. I mean, he's gonna start doing like 3 damage each turn, and that's gonna start hurting. Ugh.
I don't know. I'd probably still go with the Wasteland. There's so many lands in the graveyard, it doesn't matter anymore. Just Wasteland out the blue source, unless you need the mana.
I was thinking maybe if I draw Dismember, but at this life total, it doesn't matter at all. So yeah, I'm gonna just grab that Underground Sea. Get that out of there. And then do nothing.
End of turn.
Yeah.
Get rid of. I think I have to get rid of your Dismember. Yeah, your Dismember. Exile your Dismember.
Okay. Your dudes go down 1.
My Goyfs actually go down there.
Yeah.
So they become 4/6s. I'm not gonna mark because they're gonna go back up.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna Underground Sea and Brainstorm.
Again, I'm pretty sure I put 3 of these just in here. So really, that would be helpful.
Thank you for 1.
Okay.
Untapped. And play another Deathrite Shaman.
Makes sense.
And pass.
Alright. Let's draw the game-winning card. I don't think that wins us the game. Good news is we can play it. Bad news is we can't really do anything with it. We take 2 damage.
Death by Deathrite Shaman grinding.
Yeah, basically. That brings us down to 5, which is too low, because then he could just soar over with a Baleful Strix and activate Deathrite 2 times. think, yeah. You can activate it twice. And we wouldn't be able to do anything with that. So I think we just have to sit here doing nothing again.
All right.
Yeah. 2?
Yeah, 2. It's
Brainstorm?
brainstorm, right? Do I?
So they go
I don't
down
think
to
it's brainstorm. I think
4/5s?
it's ponder here.
Ponder?
No. It's definitely brainstorm. That's right. It's brainstorm.
So they go
And
down
both
to
these go down to
4/5s?
4/5. Untap. Draw.
Yeah, actually, I think he wins here.
The only issue is I have to have another instant or sorcery to win here. So I have Baleful Strix to draw a card. I think I can actually just still win anyway.
Yeah, you have lethal.
Down to 3. I actually don't have lethal.
What do you mean? Do you not have enough instances or sorceries? And no way to play them?
Yeah, I don't have enough instants or sorceries.
Okay. So I'm
I
in
don't
for
think there's
one
anything
more
I can do
turn.
to get more. But I might still have a way around that even so.
Okay.
Just have to make sure I figure out how I do this. Play this. That goes block.
I gotta say, I don't see winning from this position, so.
No, you probably don't.
Yeah.
But I can eliminate a bunch of your board with this play, which is why I think it makes the most sense.
So we'll probably
Tap
concede
both the
after
death
this play.
rights to get rid of Wasteland, Underground Sea, tap out, play Jace, unsummon the Reality Smasher.
Yeah.
Even though he has haste, which is a bit awkward. Actually, wait, I have to check that. Can you put him back in play? I don't know if I can target him without letting that get countered or whatever. Comes target as a
So.
spell. Oh, never mind. Send him back to hand. And then I can attack with both the Goyfs. And force you to block up both.
Yeah. I mean, you could have attacked with the Baleful Strix and really forced me to, but.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I have to attack with one Baleful Strix. Keep
Yeah.
one back.
Okay. So yeah, I'll have to block with both, but Matter Reshaper lets me look at the top of my library. And put that into my
2 mana
hand.
or less, you can put it into play.
I don't think I have to reveal it either. No, I do. So Thought Not Seer. Yay. Alright.
Yay.
So I take 1, which means I'm dead to these 2 Deathrite Shamans untapping, but let's see what I draw! Maybe? I'm okay, I don't think. Are you done?
Oh, sorry. I'll play a
Alright,
Tropical Island.
I just draw in. Yeah, we don't have anything. So I did
All
have
right.
3 of these in here that I was looking for. Didn't get
All right.
any of
I
them.
unexpectedly 3-0'd that. I didn't honestly think it would go like that. But I guess what it came down to is Tormagoy's pretty good card.
I think it came down to Termagoyf, and also this mana base is really odd, and I'm not sure how to play with it.
I think you probably could have been way more aggressive on your mulligans. And I think another part of the problem is you didn't get your Chalice of the Voids going. The Chalice of the Voids were never online for you, which really shut my deck down. A Chalice on 2, a Chalice on 1, and it's just like I can't resolve cards anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm
You'll probably look
very
at my
much
sideboard
surprised
and
how well this
facepalm,
deck
but I did
worked.
take 2 chalices out because that in the first game and I never saw them. I didn't really.
Yeah, you probably should have kept the chalices. I could understand getting rid of the amethyst, but
Yeah,
the chalices probably should have stayed.
I went down 2 amethyst and I went down 2 chalices to bring in some 1 dismember, 2 warping whales, and a pithing needle. Um, and then I also took out
Pithing
a
needle.
couple of
Oh, pithing needle makes sense actually.
You have planeswalkers and 1 mana planeswalkers, so
Pithing needle makes sense. I was like pithing needle, but I'm like, wait, that does make sense. It was fine.
yeah.
The problem,
And
the
then
problem
this
with
deck
pithing
ran
needle is
an
pithing
odd
needle is
card
not.
to me. It's called Fairy Macabre. Fairy Macabre.
I have to look up that card. Let me load up that
It's
deck because I saw that and I was like, I have no idea what that card does, and I'm not even
it's
going to waste my time looking
you
at it.
discard it, exile up to 2 target cards from graveyards. So
Oh, it's graveyard hate.
it's graveyard hate, basically a uncounterable combat trick against Goyf.
Did you bring that in?
Yeah, I brought in 3 and I didn't see any of them. So I was like,
You didn't see
okay.
any of them?
No.
That sucks.
I brought in the first sideboard. I brought in 2 Relic of Progenitus, and then I was having mana issues, and I was like, I'm never going to be able to play this, so I'm just going to bring in the ones that don't cost mana. And that might be good. But yeah, I brought in 3,
Yeah, I
and I
think.
didn't see them at all.
Yeah, I don't know if you need to bring in 3, but I would. That does make sense to me. Bringing in 2, bringing them out, bringing the pithing needle out. GT probably would have been really good for you.
Yeah, I wasn't sure of if I should have brought that in or not, but probably. I mean, it's GT.
GT would have been good. You did bring in all 3 warping whales, right?
Huh? I brought in 3 at the first game, and I only had 2 dismembers, and then I thought they were kind of equally powerful, so I dropped 1 for an extra dismember in the second sideboard game.
Okay. Yeah, warping whale is important because its
Yeah,
first mode kills off everything that isn't Goyf,
yeah.
and its second mode will stop my ponders and my
Your hymns.
it stops a bunch of my draw spells. Yeah,
Yeah.
my hymns. Otherwise, I mean, did you get rid of the lotus petals? I'm curious.
So I didn't, because I thought being able to do a turn 2 Reality Smasher might be interesting. But in retrospect, I should have, and I should have kept the. I probably would have kept 1 Chalice, and I might have taken out 1 more Thorn of Amethyst to try out a Spear of Resistance, which is the just all spells cost 1 more. Because you kind of have like a good
My thought,
mix of creatures and spells.
my thought on the lotus petal. In the first game, lotus petal is probably really good for you because you can blow up on somebody and they won't be prepared for it. Whereas in the second and third game, with their sideboard tech, they can be more prepared for it. So
Yeah.
with what you had, I probably would have gotten rid of both the lotus petals, probably 2 of the thorn of amethyst. What else? What else I got rid of? Maybe 3 thorn of amethyst, and you could bring in the rest of the warping whales and the dismember, and either 1 pithing. I probably wouldn't have brought in the extra dismember. I probably would have brought in 1 pithing needle and 1 GT. 3 warping whale, 1 pithing needle, 1 GT.
Yeah, that probably would have been good.
I mean the fairy makes sense to bring in if you really needed to deal with Goyf, but the fairy is more there to help deal with a lot of the graveyard strategies.
Yeah, that's what it's definitely there for. But I thought bringing it in this situation, like there was a point in the game where Goyf got to have 5 power and 6 toughness, and I couldn't do anything to stop that. So I wanted to bring those in, kind of broadcast that I had something, and just attack into your Goyfs. Um, I mean, towards the later end of that
I
game, I wouldn't have been able to anyway. I would have had to wait until you
yeah
attacked to be able to
yeah
do
that
anything.
third game you were kind of screwed by the fact I drew triple Tormagoyfs and you just didn't have ways to remove it. Which, I mean, you can't plan to have to go up against triple Tormagoyf. That's just awkward.
Yeah.
The first game, if I recall, was just really tight. It was a pretty tight game, and I think it just ended up being you didn't draw enough lands fast enough
No,
to
most of the
work with
time
your
I was
hand.
having land issues. I think most of the
Yeah,
time
mana
I
issues
did not.
pretty big issue for you.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I only saw Eye of Ugin once. You never had Orberg or Borg. City of Traders never showed, which may or may not have been a good thing for you. And there was a couple games where my mana base, this perpetually happened to me, where I was just like, well, I want to take a basic, but if he has a wasteland and I just end up like crushed on my mana base here, so I need to have duels just to protect my mana base. Had you hit me with more wastelands, I probably would have been in more trouble in a lot of those games, especially because I was tied up on blue a lot. The deck has a lot of black sources, but not a lot of blue sources. That's probably because it plays a lot of double black